I want to start off by thanking our friends over at Xbox Canada providing a code for review. As Dusk Falls is an interactive drama from Interior Night. It depicts a family moving to Missouri from Arizona who has to make a pit stop that will change their lives forever. During this review, I will discuss the game as much as possible without giving away anything to you. This is a story-driven game and we want this to be a spoiler-free review so that you go into there with fresh eyes and you enjoy it just as much as I did. I'm Court Lalonde from Three Dads at a Console, and this is a Dusk Falls in review. My first impression of a Dusk Falls wasn't the best, and honestly, I thought the game wasn't for me. I'm a fan of story-driven games, but the art style kind of threw me off at first, along with the stop animation. I don't know why I doubted the studio given their pedigree, but I'm glad I was wrong. The story starts in Arizona and the art style brings each environment to life. The art style looks like a live action comic using stop motion. The stop motion took some time for me to get used to, but I fell in love with it by the end. Great choice by the developers. It helps move the story along and doesn't distract you from the story simultaneously. I played the game on my Xbox Series X, which looked beautiful. The game uses cell shading, which usually throws me off because I'm not a fan of it, but it seemed perfect for this story. There were moments when the character's facial expressions seemed off, but I found it only really stood out with the younger version of Zoe throughout the game. Whether it was a day and night scene, I felt they brought the locations to life and made them almost a character throughout the story. The audio didn't separate itself from other games, and I wouldn't recommend that you have to play it with headphones, but it still helped the story bring it along because the character development and the voice acting was top-notch. I will say the voice acting is superb in As Dusk Falls, and they do a fantastic job of captivating the audience and believing in their performance. This isn't a game where you can go and have your music playing in the background. I wouldn't recommend that at all because you need to hear the dialogue and it helps move along the story. The gameplay is straightforward and has a vast array of accessibility features, making this a game that everyone can play. You can use menu narration, gameplay narration, text-to-speech, speech-to-text, and many UI features. It also has a cursor that goes throughout the game, so I would recommend this, believe it or not, in my next playthrough. I'm pretty sure I'm going to play this on my PC because this game is perfect for cloud. It is a cloud, PC, console, play anywhere Game Pass game. And honestly, I can see this being a hit for everyone. There is a mobile app so you can have friends play along with you, but it wasn't available at the time of my review. There is integrated features with Twitch that allow the viewers to make choices in the game for your streamers. So for your Twitch streamers out there, this game is going to be a hit. You can have your audience live along with you playing, make the choices for you, and you can have voting going through. I can see tons and tons of fun playing this through Twitch. It also allows for local multiplayer of the game, but sadly, I had no one to try that with. For my playthrough, I found the controls to be straightforward to use and forgiving. They give a player a lot of time to make choices and allow you to correct any mistakes when making any actions. The game allows you to go back to any significant choice you make and replay those choices if you want to see what happens after you finish the game. This would be great for any of those achievement hunters out there. As Dusk Falls isn't the longest game for your first playthrough, I do see a ton of replayability. My total playthrough was just over 6 hours. The content of this game is where it shines, and it deals with many serious subject matters, but I felt they handled them properly. For those parents out there, I wouldn't recommend you playing this with the kiddos around. It's not a game to play in front of your kids. It is definitely a game for mature audiences. During my playthrough, I wanted to see where the story goes, as Dusk Falls is a roller coaster of emotions. Not since The Last of Us have I felt so attached to the characters and either hated them or loved them. If you're into story-driven narrative games with choose your own adventure, then I would highly recommend this title for you. It's available day and date on Game Pass on July 22nd. And honestly, even if you don't have Game Pass, I would highly recommend picking up this game. I believe in Canada, the MSRP is only $30 on day and date. So this is an easy purchase. And it's not like anything else that we're playing out there right now. It's not a shooter or one of those pew-pews. It's just awesome. So I highly recommend you trying it out.